Now, over 750 million people have watched her videos, and she has a worldwide following of Popaholics.
I'm on.
I'm too.
Yep.
Joining us to talk spring skincare is dermatologist, my friend, and creator of SLMD Skincare. Now, her name is Dr. Sandra Lee, but you probably know her as Dr. Pimple Popper! Okay, say hello to Dr. Lee, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, so nice to see you. Hi, Lauren, how are you? How are you guys?
We are doing great. We're so excited that you're here with us today.
I'm fangirling out.
Yeah, Tori is bubbling at the seams. She cannot wait. So, Dr. Lee, tell us, how can our skin change when going from the winter to the spring?
Well, that is an important point because to change the seasons like this is a big deal because, you know, in the winter, it is more, our skin is drier, the wind is blowing, we have our heater on, and this all dries out our skin. And so we have a dry, dull skin layer on top of our skin, and so we want to get rid of that. So usually we tell you to exfoliate maybe once a week, but I think if you can go up to twice a week, it's really a great idea. And you want to use hydroxy acids. Alpha hydroxy acid is a glycolic acid. Beta hydroxy acids are acids such as salicylic acids, and you can find these in products over the counter, and they're great in cleansers or even in these peel pads that you might use, and they're going to help to exfoliate and get off that dry, dull skin layer.
Oh, that's good. I just bought peels. That's great. Yeah. So what's a common spring skincare mistake? What are we doing wrong?
Yeah.
Well, I think that people do tend to not remember to change and transition their makeup regimen or even their skincare regimen with the seasons. And remember, like a lot of these products that we have different kind of formulations. They'll have a cream, and then they'll have a lotion, and they'll have a serum, and that's because they are different thicknesses. So in the wintertime, you're really going to rely more on creams because they are oil-based. Oh, okay. But then when you move to spring, you really want to transition to more lotions or serums or even gels because they're water-based and they're not going to be as moisturizing, not going to be as thick because we don't need that in the spring and in the summer.
Gotcha. I'm going to be gelling. There we go.
Yeah,
so there you go. Change it up with the seasons.
There you go. I like that. All right, what is your #1 spring
you guys are a
skin?
little oily. Oily, you need gel.
Oh, oily,
good.
you need gel. That's good because every skin is different, I think. Don't you think that's important?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What is your #1 spring skincare tip?
Well, I'm going to be like all dermatologists, and I'm going to tell you that you're going to need sunscreen. And I think a lot of us are pretty good about that. The problem is reapplying it multiple times in the day. I think you guys like me, us women, it's hard to do that when you're wearing makeup all day.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
you really want to try to, first of all, sneak sunscreen as much as you can. Put it in your have it in your moisturizer and any of your makeup that you use. But what I love to carry around are these powdered sunscreens because they are tinted and you can reapply because you're supposed to reapply every 2 hours. You know, when you're driving home at the end of the day after work, or you're just you know, having lunch, you don't have sunscreen on anymore.
That's
so
true.
you need to reapply. So these powdered sunscreens are really good. One is by Color Science, and you just pull them out and you can put them on over your foundation, over your makeup, so you don't. You know, a lot of us, we don't want to put sunscreen on if we already have a full face of makeup. We don't want to mess that up.
No, it took 3 hours for this
sneak
beauty.
your sunscreen and use it all.
Once you got a little paint on this old barn, I don't want to touch it.
No, you look beautiful.
Now, then that also goes for every ethnicity. Is that correct? Everyone should wear sunscreen, right? Not just fair-skinned women, but also brown girls, right?
Right. I mean, the darker we are, the more natural protection we have from the sun, but certainly we all have risk for premature aging, for fine lines and wrinkles, and for skin cancer. And so you really do want to protect yourself no matter what skin color you are.
Okay, gotcha. Now, you know, I'm really big into hacks. As a designer, that's something that I always love to do, but I know you have some good skincare hacks. Do you have anything that we can use maybe around the house that can help with like maybe a skin emergency?
Sure. I mean, if you have pimples, you know, I think that that's something that we all get sometime or another. And I think one of the great things to do is to just make sure you have Cordaid at home, over-the-counter hydrocortisone, because if you apply that to a pimple, it can help to decrease the redness and the irritation. And actually, there's another hack. If you have Afrin's a nasal spray. It contains oxymetazoline, and that constricts superficial blood vessels. So if you actually put that in any area of your face, even on a pimple pimple that's red, it can help to constrict those superficial blood vessels and make it appear less red. So that's a really good hack.
I wish I knew that before my prom. Okay, so what should you do the moment you discover a pimple? You don't freak out. What do you do?
The moment you discover a pimple, keep your hands to yourself as much as you can. I know that's hard to do, especially for you popaholics. Yes, keep your hands to yourself, because you know the problem is that most people that are popaholics, they know when to pop, they want to pop, but they don't know when to stop. So that's the key. I mean, the
like
more
Pringles.
you traumatize your skin.
Got
The more you traumatize your skin, the more you squeeze it, especially if a pimple's not ready to be popped, the more it's going to get bigger. I'm sure we've all had that instance where you squeeze it too early and it gets really big, really inflamed, and you increase the risk for infection and scarring and things like that. So try to keep your hands to yourself. Use warm compresses to help it maybe to come to a head a little bit more. And if you see a if you have a great contact with a dermatologist, like I know you do, Lauren, you and I being friends, you know, you can come on in and we can shoot you with a little steroid, actually, and we'll make it go away in a day. So that's
good to
really
know.
nice.
I was just going to say, I rue the day that I get a pimple so I can come see you and hang out.
That's so nice.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Lee. We love having you here, and thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
Such an honor to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Happy popping.
Happy popping.
I love you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandra Lee.
I moved around too much.
so
I'm
much.
sorry
You
to
did
those
great.
guys. Thank you. And I think you guys should be
We have
getting stuff today.
One quick pickup.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to read the question.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, we do need your answer. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So, Dr. Lee, as you know, right now the weather is changing, and we're going from spring into, or excuse me, sorry. Okay. Okay, so Dr. Lee, right now fuck.
You're doing good.
Am I? Seasons are changing. Okay. Ready? Okay, so Dr. Lee, right now we're going from winter into spring, and a lot of changes are happening in our skin. What can we do? How can we help our skin out when these seasons are changing?
Well, you want to think about the fact that in the winter, our skin is a lot drier because the wind's blowing and, you know, we have the heater on, and you really want to think about that dry, dull skin layer that is accumulated over the winter. And think about spring cleaning and exfoliating. Try to think about exfoliating more using hydroxy acids, which are alpha hydroxy acids are glycolic acid, beta hydroxy acids are salicylic acid. They're in a lot of over-the-counter products like peel pads and cleansers and topical acne products. They're really great to help exfoliate the skin, get that dry, dull skin layer off, and make your skin look more radiant and spring-like.
Yes.
I like it.
Shiny for the spring.
Yes.